Alright, so 2 weeks ago, I filmed a video of me recording a new song. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. I'm really proud of it. It turned out to be a super cool song at the end of the video. Now, I do songwriting videos all the time where I start with a riff and end with a full song. That's not new. What was new about this video is that I actually did it with an acoustic guitar first. So the entire song was based around an acoustic guitar. That usually doesn't happen because I usually play electric guitar. But as I recorded it, I realized it sounded a little bit boomy. It's on the bassier side because it's a great Martin Dreadnought guitar. It has a lot of body. That's what you want, right? When you're playing for yourself in the room, you're like, yeah, man, great full sounding guitar. But sometimes when you're recording, it can get a little bit too much. So later that day, when I sat in front of this computer and mixed those acoustic guitar tracks in that song, I was like, geez, I wish I went for a different tone. Right, exactly. The typical thought of an electric guitar player. I wish I would have went for a different tone. And of course that is my thought, because we as electric guitar players, we have 1,000 options to change our tone. We have amps. We have small pedals with 1,000,000 amp simulations in it. We have single effects like overdrive. In fact, we have entire boards with effects on it to change our tone whenever we want, to whatever we want. We, as electric guitar players, we chase tone all the time. And why? Because we can. There are options. But what do acoustic players actually do when they want to change their tone? How do acoustic guitar players even have fun if they can't chase tone by buying nice colored boxes that sound and look funny? How do they even make it enjoyable if all the tone they could ever get is kinda baked into the guitar? So there I sat with a bunch of unmixed acoustic guitar tracks in front of that computer and stared into oblivion, going down that mental rabbit hole. And with my electric guitar brain, I went through the options that they actually have. So they could change the microphone, right? The microphone could make a different sound, but that's only after the fact. That wouldn't change the tone of the instrument, right? Same with the pickups. There's a pickup in here and you could definitely change that in theory. However, that would also just change the tone after the fact, recorded, right? But then it dawned on me, it can only be one thing. Strings. Strings are, subjectively speaking, the only thing that can really change the tone of an instrument like this. And as electric guitar players, we would never think that, right? We would never go, oh, my tone is a little bit too dull. I should probably try some different strings, right? And that is because on electric guitar, strings don't matter that much to the sound. I'll die on that hill and I'll argue with you about that. I'll fight about that. So in order to get a more balanced tone that I could record in this room and not have too much bass coming through the microphone, I went on a search for different guitar strings. And again, with my electric guitar brain, I was thinking about 2 ways to actually achieve that. First one is to drastically reduce the bass in your guitar. But none of the guitar strings that I could actually find said anti-bass or less boominess. Nobody advertised that. But the other way that I know you can achieve a more balanced tone, because I'm playing with amps all the time, is instead of removing frequencies that are a little bit too much, you increase the opposite frequencies. So there I was onto something. I needed bright strings, very bright strings. So I talked to Thomann and they sent me a pack of these Elixir Attune acoustic guitar strings. On the back of the pack it says clear sound, crisp, natural feel. And as is always the case with Elixir strings, they also last very long, which for me as an electric guitar player who sometimes picks up his acoustic is super important, because I don't want to be the guy who picks up his acoustic every 3 months and every time I pick it up, the strings are rusty again. And so here we are about to see if we can actually change the tone of this instrument. I don't know about you, but I can clearly hear a difference in the overall balance of the frequency spectrum. The bass is there, but it's not overbearing, and there's a nice crisp high end there that's not too harsh. And what it doesn't do is it doesn't change the character of a guitar. This is still a Martin Dreadnought, it's still a full sound, but it's way easier to record because the frequencies are more in line, I feel like. So when you're playing little strings, it still sounds super full. But if you're playing full chords, everything just comes through. A nice bottom end, not too much. Nice crispy highs, very good. So it turns out, if you want to be an acoustic guitar player, first off, you need to be okay with having limited options to change the tone of your instrument, right? Which is a total new revelation for me, and which makes me very thankful to be an electric guitar player first and foremost. But for all of you acoustic guitar players out there who want to have a more balanced tone that is bright but not overly bright and full but not overly boomy, check out these Elixir Attune strings. They're in the description down below as an affiliate link if you want to check them out. As always, I've been Joey, and I'll see you in the next.